Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on process models in Appian. In this video, we will explore how to create process model step by step, add a form to capture the user input. So see, when you want to create a process model in Appian, you need some basic information about a few components. For example, let's say that if you want to capture the data of the user and save into the database, then in that case you need a user input task. Then there are gateways. Let's say like there is a form there and the user can take multiple action on the form. They can submit, they can cancel the form. So in that case you need the gateways, and now you need to write that data into the database. So for that smart services would be required. And initially your data is in the rule inputs, but now you have to transfer that data into the process variables. Everything we are going to see here. So let's say that I have a request form here for the leave. So here employees can, you can say that here employees can fill out this form there, put the relevant information, and then they will submit for the leave here. So all this detail they can fill it here. So in this interface, how we have made that? So one by one we have taken all the components and we have created a rule input YT leave to save the data into the rule input. So all these important details are getting captured here. And at the end, if you see, if the user click on submit, we are updating two more fields here, created on and created by, with the help of update function here. So if you submit the request, two more additional fields will come up here. So if you need to update additional fields, you can also use an update function to do that. I want to save that data into the database. How this will go? So for that particular purpose, we will create a process model. Go to new, click on process model, and here we will write here submit leave request. And when naming a process model, you don't need to name in the camel casing here. You can just name it as usual only. Now let's review the process security. So by default, users and administrators have their accesses here. If you want to add any other groups, that also you can add it. So as of now, we don't require. Click on save your changes. Now here the process model has opened here. The canvas is open. So in this canvas there is a start node from beginning and there is an end node. So start marks that the process has been started and end node marks that the process is completed here. So in our case, what is actually happening? There is a form for the employee to fill the leave request. When they fill the form, the data of this form should come in the process. So for that particular part, if you want to capture user data, you have to take a user input task here, drag it and put it on the line here. So make sure that when the line is highlighted, then only you drop your component, and here you can see the arrow mark is there. Now let's configure the user input task. So open this user input task here. First of all, we will go to the forms here. So in the forms, what we will do here is, in the interface we have to write the name of our UI, YT employee leave. Just select that one, and here it wants that do you need to create node inputs. Just click on yes. So initially the data of the rule input, whatever is there, it will come into this particular node inputs, and you can uncheck that particular option. It gives an option to save draft, so that we don't need it. Click on data here, and now this node inputs data you need to capture back in the process variables. So here you have to create process variable. There is a shortcut way to create process variables as well. If you check the save into parameter here, so in the save into there is a plus button here, and here when you hover over this, it will show you that new process variables. Click on plus icon here, and here we will name the variable. Automatically it is named here cancel, type is boolean. Just click on OK, and it will create your process variables. So value and save into, both of the things you are required to enter here. If you see that in our user input task as well, whatever the things we have written, value and save into is there. If we don't write the save into, this particular employee ID won't get stored at all. Similarly here as well. Go to employee leave, click on new process variable. In the name and the type is also employee leave record type here. Click on OK, and here as well select the value. Click on OK, and after that we have to go to the assignment type here, like whom this form will be assigned to. So in that, just put your process initiators. Click on OK, and your user input task has been configured. Now the user input task is there, so there are two buttons here. There is a cancel button here. When user will click on that, the form should get cancelled and data will not write into the database. When they click on submit, then only data will get written in the database. So for that one, we will take an XOR gateway here and put it here, and here we will name the XOR gateway as cancel and question mark. Open this XOR gateway, go to the decision here and click on new condition here, and we will put a condition like OR of PV bank cancel. So OR basically means that if let's say cancel is true, so OR of true is what? True. Let's say cancel is null, so OR of null will be what? False. That's why we envelop within OR. Click on save and close, and now here there is only one node. Okay, so what we will do here is, first of all, we will take here write records. Now join the cancel to the end node here. So I have joined the cancel and end node here. Again go back to the XOR gateway. If cancel is true, then we will go to the end node. Otherwise we will go to write records. Click on OK. Add a label as well here that no. Cancel is no here, and here if you just try to go here it is yes. And now we will go and configure our write records as well. Double click on that, go to the setup and records input, which is a required, just put it here employee leave. And in the data, if you want the IDPK what it has generated, so go to the records updated, and in the target you need to write employee leave once again. So when the data gets updated here, it will come back with IDPK. Click on OK tab. Now let's just save and publish it here. Your process model has been published. If you want to see that your process has run into any errors or not, so you can also right click and validate it here. It will tell you that whether your process is having any errors or not. So see here, this process model contains no errors. And now we will try to debug the process. So in order to debug the process, go to file and click process for debugging. And here the process debug. Any node which is active, it is in green color, and the nodes which are completed, they are in blue color here. So we will right click on this form here and click on view form here, and now we can submit this form. Let me fill out this form. Now I have filled out this form here, like name, employee ID, all these other details we have filled out here. Click on submit button. Once you click on the submit button, this particular user input task will get completed. Refresh your instance and you can see that the instance was completed here. The cancel, we haven't clicked on cancel. Write records is also completed. So our data would also have been saved into the database. Now let's check our database, like whether our data is there in the database or not. Go to your database, select your record type here, and you can see that all the data that you have entered, everything has come in the database here. So ID is 1, employee name, ID, employee ID, delivery, all these particular details have been come up here. Created by and created on has also come up here. So in this way you can create a process model and configure to save your data here. So I hope this was clear to you. We have made use of all the components that we have discussed. We have used a user input task, the gateways, that was XOR here, smart service, write records we have used, and process variables also we have used. So that was all for now guys. Thank you.